Evening, everyone. This is Jay for another CSJ podcast. We are doing Musings of an INFJ. This is the first season that I'm doing, but it's episode 4. And we'll be talking about a question that came to me over Quora today. And speaking of Quora, if you don't participate on Quora, you might want to. It's a little bit more of an intellectual side, I think. And Chase and several other members of the CSJ team have profiles there and are answering questions. Might be something that you would be interested in. But before we get into that question, I did want to take a minute to thank Chase for the opportunity to do these podcasts. SE Inferior is not something that really likes to be filmed, at least this SE Inferior. And but he's given me the opportunity, and I'm taking it because I know it's an area that I need to improve on. I need to get more comfortable with, get out of my comfort zone, right, and develop. And so I appreciate him for giving me this opportunity. And speaking of comfort zones, that does get us to the main topic today. And the question came from Quora, as I mentioned. And I've got my notes up here in the tree, so I'm going to look up here. I'm going to read the question to you and then talk a little bit about it. So the question was, why does anyone enjoy the presence of children? Why does everyone force introverts to talk and leave their comfort zone, but no one forces extroverts to shut up, even for a minute, to make the zone more comfortable? So, those fighting words. There's a lot in those questions, actually, and since that question was posted, the first part, why does anyone enjoy the presence of children, has since been deleted. It was there when I answered the question, but it's since been deleted. But the main part is still there. Why do extroverts force introverts to talk and leave their comfort zone? And why does no one force extroverts to shut up, even for a minute, to make the zone more comfortable? So I'll leave it to you to consider what type this person may be. Maybe there's not enough information here to do that. But there's a lot in here to unpack. So I wanted to do it just piece by piece here. So first of all, of course I take issue with anyone that says everyone or everything or always or all men or all women or anything that is so general and applicable to an entire group, because we all know that that's ridiculous. There are exceptions. Not everyone is the same, and not everyone forces introverts to talk. Not every extrovert forces introverts to talk and leave their comfort zone, but obviously this person does feel a little threatened by it. But they're also a little bit retaliatory, actually. Why does no one force the extroverts to shut up, even for a minute? Well, with that, whose responsibility are we talking about here anyway? I mean, if you're the one that is, of course, offended or uncomfortable or not wanting to talk, as the case may be, I mean, isn't it really your position, your responsibility to make that known to the offending person, to the extrovert in this case, who's forcing you to talk? I mean, nobody, really, can you be forced into talking? And can you really force someone else to not talk? No, you don't do any. Force is not where it's at. Um, it's considerate interaction. But it's having boundaries. It's letting someone know that, you know, that it's not a place where you're comfortable, or that maybe you got to go somewhere and you don't have time to talk at the moment. Maybe, but you know, again, but it's contextual. I get it. It's situational, and this person is, pretty uncomfortable, it sounds like, in social situations. Okay, so good enough. We talked about those kinds of things. But you know, the main point here, though, is, or points, is that everyone has initiating versions of the cognitive functions. Everyone has responding. So there's an extroverted and an introverted variant of each of the main functions: feeling, sensing, intuition, and thinking. And so that's where I wanted to focus the comments today, is for this person. He, she, I can't recall which, actually, doesn't matter. They don't realize that they themselves have at least two extroverted variants of a function, and so it's not all one or the other. We're a little bit of a mix. Obviously, this person, I say obviously, I'm assuming, sounds like they're responding. Well, actually, they certainly are, but they're responding. But all that means is that they have a introverted variant of a cognitive function in their hero slot, in the hero attitude. And of course, we know that folks who are extroverted have an extroverted variant of a cognitive function in the hero slot. But both of those types, if you're introverted, you've got an extroverted variant in the parent slot. If you're extroverted, you have an introverted variant of some function in the parent slot. And so we're all a little bit of a mix. And we're all probably on this continuum of very extroverted to very introverted, very initiating to very responding. And some of us are in the middle, frankly. INFJs tend to be in the middle. ENTPs, for example, tend to be in the middle. So all along there. But there's a reason for why extroverts go after introverts, and we'll talk to them. You know, we know that the extroverted variants of all the functions seek out the introverted variants. The introverted variant is where the power is. The extroverted variant, well, let's get a little more specific. Let's take SI, for example. The person who asked the question is talking about comfort, and they're talking about they don't like being made uncomfortable. So SI, it's one's personal comfort zone. Is one where, you know, it's one's own kind of health and well-being. It's you know, it's tradition, it's memory, it's loyalty, an ability to give loyalty. And then you think, so sensing. That's introverted sensing. Then we've got extroverted sensing, and maybe that's the extrovert that she's referring to in particular. I don't know, but extroverted sensing, you know, they're trying to give a good experience. They see someone, an introvert, an SI user, who likes to get a good experience, and so they're trying to give that, but it's a little more than that. The SE user, the one with extroverted sensing in their one of their top 4 slots, is a little unsure about their own comfort level, their own health. They worry about whether others are loyal to them potentially. They are reaching out to an SI user to give them the experience in the hope of gaining something in return. We see it with FI and FE to one degree or another, and the whole covert contract thing that we often see. And so that was where I directed the person who asked this question was, yeah, I get that you're uncomfortable. I get that you would like to be in your own space and not bothered by, got some leaves in the way here, sorry about that, the sun's moving. But but you yourself, you don't like these extroverts coming onto you, wanting to engage with you. But they're doing that, one, probably because they want to give you a good experience. They want to make you feel good. They want to share with you some of their thoughts and beliefs and have you help them verify them, perhaps. Different things like that. But you yourself have to recognize that even though you're an introvert and you have that variant in your hero slot, that you also have extroverted functions. You need something from other people, and I guarantee you that you're trying to engage with them when you want to, or when you need to, perhaps, to get that need you have fulfilled. And so if we think of maybe, think of any function. 2 are introverted, 2 are extroverted in everyone's ego, and that was the point I was trying to make to this person is, you're highly critical of extroverts, but if you look at yourself and your own behavior, there are times when you're trying to reach out to other people. You're trying to use your extroverted functions, whatever they may be. And again, I'll let you all think about what type this person may be. But you need other people because you have needs within you. You want to give something and hope for something in return. So, I don't know, it was, it seemed like it was a little easier to write down than it is here to explain it. But I hope you got the gist of it, and it's a basic concept. The extroverted functions go after the introverted functions for a lot of reasons, and one of those reasons is to fulfill a need they have themselves. And introverts, yeah, they hold the power. Any introverted function holds the power, but introverts also have extroverted functions within their ego, and they look to others to fulfill those particular needs. And it's a little hypocritical to me to be so critical of extroverts in this way, and just show a lack of understanding of the dynamics of human interaction. And what this is. I mean, it's why we're social creatures. You know, two introverted functions, two extroverted functions within the ego. Extrovert seeks out introvert. I mean, it's all is what brings us together and why we're social creatures. It's frankly amazing to me as I think about it. And you know, just kind of to finish here real quick, I got to thinking and about the creation from a biblical standpoint, and it's interesting that the first thing that during the creation, this is in I think Genesis chapter 2 verse 18 maybe, not sure, but where of all the things God created, everything he saw is good, but the first thing he saw is not good was after he created man and saw that man was not alone. That was the first thing that in the process of creation he saw as not good. Now when I look at that, I don't think of male and he created female. I mean, you can interpret it however you want. For me, I look at it as man, meaning humankind, right? And that it is not good for people, individuals, to be alone, and that we need each other. And our whole psyche, everything we know about psychology, and well, and so many illnesses related to you know, within the mind, stem from or have their source in this interaction that are need to be social creatures. So pretty powerful stuff, simple stuff actually, but when you see the why of it, really makes a lot of sense. Anyway, I appreciate everyone watching. Hopefully they're meaningful. Hopefully these podcasts are meaningful to you. But get on Quora. If you have a question, you can ask me directly, ask Chase, ask any of the other team members that are on Quora. We'd be happy to take a stab at it. And also don't forget to visit us on csjoseph.life, where you can sign up for Discover. Personality assessment. It's free. Type yourself, your friends, family. If you need a little help, as we've said before, Chase and I are available to do some one-on-one coaching, help verify your type, anything along those lines. You can find all that at csjoseph.life. So I've got to call my mother. Hope you have a good evening. Bye, everyone.
What's up, Ego Hackers? Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button below. That would be the dopest. Also, if you want to see similar videos to this video, just click on any of the videos that you see here so you can go check those out as well. And if you have not taken our personality test to find out your type, please do so at csjoseph.life/discover.